Hey everyone, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and this is
Pep McDonald, and we're here to continue our playthrough of Robinson Crusoe.
And you know what? I think it's going really well. We've had a good couple of days on the island. I don't know that we really need to leave even.
Second edition.
Good point. It's the second edition of the game.
Yeah, I think
I'm glad you remembered that.
I would just stay on the island.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a pet goat. We've got some food.
Let's call those pineapples.
Pineapples. We got some pineapples to eat. Not enough though, by the way. We do need a little.
We need a little more food. And you probably don't want to kill the goat because he's our friend now, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember his name?
Benny the goat. Actually,
Benny and the Jets.
Now that I know his name, maybe I don't want to kill him so much. But
yeah, I get that a lot.
We'll see. Now that I know your name. Once people get to know you, they don't want to kill you anymore, Pep.
Usually.
Okay. Well, listen, we got some good suggestions from the viewers. Maui Chris got the most votes. There was a slight miscalculation, though. One of the tokens he didn't use. So we'll combine this with, who was the other person?
Board Games
World.
Board Games World.
Board Games World had a suggestion that we also got a lot of votes. We'll kind of merge those together, and then we'll have a complete turn. So let's go to the table and find out what they want us to do.
Let's do it.
Well, we know a cold front is moving in, and that's why this token is sitting here. So I'm going to spend one of my actions warming up the camp, and to do this, I'll have to use a piece of wood.
And I'm going to do as I've done every other turn, using the aid of my map to go exploring. I'm going to check this location out here. And as suggested, I'm also going to go hunting, and I'm going to take Friday with me.
All right, it's been a long day working, and we're going to keep working through the night. I'm actually going to use these candles here, which will provide me with this additional token, and we're going to start working on the roof. I'll need to assign some wood to this task, and we only have one, but I'm going to use my ability here, Economical Construction, spending 2 determination tokens, which I'll return to the supply, and that allows me to spend 1 less wood than I would normally have to.
We're going to have to start building that wood pile at some point.
You're right, that's something else we're going to have to focus on. But now we can move on to resolving the actions. So my warming the camp was successful, which will allow us to discard this card, and I also gain 2 determination tokens. We won't be worried about the frost tonight. Pep, you're very brave going into this hunt. We have no weapon level.
Well, I do have Friday with me, and he knows the land a little better than I, so...
And you do have a pistol, right?
And I have a pistol. So whatever it is, I'm just going to shoot it.
Okay, that seems fair. Let's flip this over and see what you're facing. Okay, well, this is a fox.
Bang!
Jeez. I think I nearly died there. This is a combat level of 2, which, according to the sound effect, we've taken care of with the first shot.
Look at how vicious that fox looks. I'm glad I shot before thinking.
Yes. The nice thing here is it's not going to reduce our weapon level, and he's providing us with bananas and pelts.
Oh, he was carrying bananas with him.
Yeah, he's carrying them in his mouth, I guess. So we have 2 food, which will take care of us for today, as well as this pelt. One thing about these suggestions we got is people were playing very conservatively. We've been assigning 2 people to each task, so like everything else so far, this is guaranteed to succeed. And that increases our roof level by 1.
All right, now it's time for me to explore. Unlike before, I have a map, so now I don't even need to roll the dice. Let's just see what I get. Perfect, it looks like we found some grassland. I'll need to add a beast to the beast deck.
I'm excited to see those discovery tokens.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Well, yet another candles.
Oh, great. I know what this means. I'm going to be up all night working on some other project because we have more candles.
You're going to come back covered in wax again. And there's some healing herbs here as well, which will provide us with medicine as long as we have a pot. I'll place both of these into our future resources area, as well as covering up the grassland icon on a few of our items.
All right, that's the end of the action, so we can move these things into the available resources area.
Oh, we barely have room for all this stuff.
That'll go soon enough. Now, normally we wouldn't have to worry about weather yet, but this token is sitting here from a past event that we resolved, so it's actually snowing.
Well, that's going to cause us a little bit of a problem here.
Yeah, you're right, Pat, because when it snows, you need to discard a wood, which represents you warming up during the cold. We actually don't have any more wood here, and I don't think we can burn these bananas, so...
Why can't we use the candles to keep warm?
Just not enough heat off those candles, Pep.
Can we try?
No, I'm going to need those candles for later. But thankfully we do have a roof, because now with the snow as well, we need that. Otherwise, we'd lose 1 food and 1 wood.
From the snow making everything wet.
Thankfully, we're not eating wet bananas tonight.
Bananas can't get wet. They have an outer casing.
It's true. They have a shell.
I call it casing, you call it a shell.
Also known as a peel, I think.
That's not very appealing.
Well, appealing or not, we need to eat these. So both of these are being discarded. And unfortunately, this perishable food also has to be discarded. And that ends the round, and now I'll get the first player token. Back to the event phase, Pep. Let's see what's going to happen. Something good, I'm sure.
Ah! A tree!
A tree has broken and fallen into our shelter.
I think that happened while we slept.
Thankfully, it doesn't seem to have actually damaged our shelter. We will have to place this token on the build deck, and then each of us takes a wound. Somehow it just directly hit both of us, I guess, Pep?
It must be a phasing tree.
I must have made a bad shelter. We've each added a wound and neither of us crossed a morale level drop, so that's good.
We're close though.
And now this event will go into the threat area, and thankfully there's a space, so this one doesn't get kicked out and this event doesn't resolve. Well, on to the morale phase, and as the first player, I'm going to gain 2 more determination tokens.
You got 5 of those now.
I'm very determined, Pep. I'm determined we'll have another good round. And right now we can produce off of our camp area, which will give us food and a wood.
I didn't catch enough fish for both of us though.
This is a problem we keep having. All right, Pep, let's decide how we're going to assign these actions.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think a little bit more too because we're gonna be facing this orange weather die from round 4.
Thankfully, we do have a roof already built, but it is possible that we'll roll 2 rain clouds.
We might just have to take that risk.
I agree, but one risk I don't want to face is having one of these cards pushed off. So why don't we have Friday go track a predator?
Friday doesn't have any weapons, so we'll just let Friday take the pistol with him.
Okay, good idea. Because we need to assign 1 worker and also have a weapon level of at least 2, so we'll use the pistol to temporarily boost it.
We're still sitting at 0 right now.
Yeah, we're not being very aggressive, that's for sure.
It's now my goal to finish the game without ever gaining any weapon level.
I don't know that I share in that goal, Pep. But I tell you what, I'm gonna go build some rope. At the very least, maybe we can have a snare or something.
Or a whip.
That sounds like a weapon.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go off exploring. I mean, now that I have the map, I feel like I just have to do it every round.
Now, one thing we really haven't been working on still is this wood pile, but maybe if we really start collecting wood, that will help. So I'm gonna go over here and try to build this hatchet. Now, normally that would also cost me 1 wood, but again, I'm gonna use my economical construction skill by spending 2 determination tokens.
No wonder you're such a shoddy carpenter. You basically learned how to build things using less wood than necessary.
I know, that's probably why the shelter didn't protect us when that tree fell on us. And now I'm gonna build a hatchet without wood, which means I basically just have a rock I'm going to be using to cut down trees with.
I think you're just going to pretend that you went off to build things and just use the shovel to chop things.
Well, what about you, Pep? What are you going to build?
I'm also interested in getting a little bit more wood every round, so I'm going to build the shortcut, which is going to allow me to get something from an adjacent tile each turn.
Pretty dark out there. Do you want to take some candles with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to spend the candles token, and now Pep is guaranteed to succeed. Well, Pep, we've got a little problem here. I just realized nobody went searching for food. And we've only got 1 banana.
Don't worry,
Or maybe this is the pineapple. I can't keep it straight anymore.
Those were bananas.
Okay.
Those were, no, I don't know.
That might be the banana.
No, that's the fish.
We never had fish. Oh, that's the fish we gathered this round.
I didn't go quite enough.
Right.
But don't worry, I'm too busy. I'm looking for a shortcut.
You're not going to eat?
I'm not going to eat.
Okay.
I mean, I have Benny with me. Worst comes to worst, I'll take a bite out of him.
You can't. We would need a weapon for that. We don't
My
have it.
teeth count as a weapon level of 1.
Okay. Well, okay, so I guess we're just going to have to suffer some potential hunger damage. But...
Is that like one of the sequels?
Hunger damage.
To the Hunger Games? Hunger damage.
Let's just go back to the table. Well, Friday successfully tracked a predator, and again, we had this token from the pistol. So this is empty, and now we can discard it. And as this is removed, Friday's actually going to gain a determination token, which is not great because he actually needs 2 to be able to do something useful. He has an ability here that lets him discard 2 determination tokens to re-roll a die.
Speaking of dying,
Yeah?
why is it that Friday doesn't need to eat?
Or have a shelter. Weather doesn't affect him.
I think he has his own little cabin off in the woods, just stocked full of food.
Yeah, like, it is kind of strange he's not sharing some of it with us. That would really solve a lot of our problems.
I mean, a handful of berries and I probably wouldn't starve tonight.
You know what I think, though? I think he's trying to help us. Just enough to get us off the island before we discover all of his food. Oh, Friday, you man of mystery, you. All right, well, I'm going to take the first build action here and work on this rope. I don't really need to roll the 3rd die because we have the token on here, so we're automatically going to be resolving a card from this deck. Unfortunately, I am going to be suffering a wound, and that will cross me over the morale drop level. So I'll adjust that on the track now. But I did succeed in making the rope. So this I can add to the future resources area. And now it's time to resolve the top event.
Ah, Rodney, you forgot to cover the bottom.
Ah, it's too late. Shoot!
Well, we're not going to read it, and we suggest that you don't either.
That's right. Well, it looks like something happened while I was constructing this rope. Well, this tells us that while I was working on the rope, I guess I got a bit distracted and I started working on the camp, putting vegetation around it so that when that grows up, it will help strengthen it.
You made the rope out of vines and used some excess vines around the camp.
There you go. So this card will now get shuffled into the event deck. All right, time for me to see if I can build this hatchet. And again, it doesn't appear that I'm actually using any wood to do it. But what do you know? I was super successful.
What? shortcut.
At least that's what I'm going to tell Pep when I get back to camp. I didn't even take a wound from that.
Well, I'm automatically successful as well, so my shortcut is complete.
All right, well, that will get added to the future resources area as well. The hatchet we can't physically move, it's printed on the board.
No, I'll get the scissors, don't worry.
Pep, this is not a legacy game. But at the end of the actions phase, we'll just put this token on top of the hatchet to show that it's been built. Pep, it's your favorite thing, exploring.
Exploring. How about you pick up the workers and I'll drop the thing underneath?
All right, let's see what the new tile is.
Oh, it's exactly what we needed. There's some wood and some fish there. Heck, that could be a new camp. It's not going to be, though.
Okay, good. I like our camp right now.
Yeah, me too. Now get my workers back on there.
Sorry, Pep. Hey, look, you also discovered a discovery token. All right, let's see what it is. Oh, that's so fancy.
Another goat!
Oh my goodness, 2 goats.
Oh, let's call this one Benny.
No, the other one's Benny.
I know.
Benny and Benny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Penny.
Penny and Benny. All right,
Penny and
perfect.
Benny.
There we go.
Penny will soon join her friend.
Yeah, we can cover up a couple of the requirements on some of the items that we want to build. The action phase is over, and now we can move these items down. Wow, it's getting kind of crowded in here. Well, thankfully, these flip over, and we can place them into the completed area. Pep, now that you completed the shortcut, which actually is your personal invention, so you're going to gain 2 determination tokens, you now also have to place the shortcut token on one of the tiles.
Well, the shortcut I found was here, so I'm actually going to place it on the tile I just discovered.
And now during the production phase, we can choose either one of these resources to collect. This might solve our food shortage problem, or allow us to gain more wood. Pep, also, when we completed the hatchet, we gained this +1 wood resource for our camp, so I'll put that token here. Now we're going to be generating 2 wood there.
And we can cover up the rope requirements now as well on all these cards, so there's nothing we can't build. And before we go too much further, I'm actually going to spend 3 of my determination tokens to up our morale.
I'm feeling better already. Well, Pep, now it's the weather phase. Do you want to grab that orange die and just roll it gently here on the table? Oh.
That's good.
It's not great. That's 2 rain clouds. We only have a roof level of 1.
So what happens?
For each level we're missing, we're going to lose 1 wood and 1 food.
That's not good.
No, it's not good at all. We have 1 wood and 1 food here, but now we don't have the food we need to eat.
Looks like we're going to lose the 2 health then.
Each of us.
Oh, and I dropped morale level. Oh, back down, but at least we're not at 0.
That ends the round, Pep. You become the new first player, and the round marker will advance as well.
Let's just put this orange die in here so we can remember for next time.
I hate that die. Well, now it's time to resolve a new event. Hopefully something nice. Oh, great. Gangrene.
Looks like your leg's coming back to bite you.
That's ridiculous. But unfortunately somewhat accurate, because this looks like I'm going to be taking some more wounds. It says the character with this token, and remember I have this on my leg right now, gets 3 wounds or only 1 wound if we had medicine. Pep, did we make the medicine last round?
No, I'm sorry. You're going to have to lose your leg.
This is terrible. 1, 2, 3. I crossed over 2 of the morale drops. So morale is going to go down to here. This will get discarded, and so will the token along with it.
And your leg. Well, we might eat that later.
We might need to. Well, now we have to draw a new card. This one tells us there's a predator in the vicinity, Pep.
Another predator? Where's Arnold when we need him?
Well, I don't know where Arnold is, but we do have this token which we'll have to put on top of the exploration deck. And we also have to put this die in the weather space, which we'll then have to roll during the weather phase and resolve its effect. All right, well, this event is going down into the threat area, and now it's the morale phase. Pep, unfortunately, you're going to lose one of your determination tokens.
Darn it.
Which will return to the supply.
Yeah, it's been a pretty bad night. I can see why we've lost morale.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Pep, now it's the production phase, and we can feel a little more cheerful because we're getting a lot of stuff. 2 wood from our camp, 1 fish, and from the shortcut, we can take either of those things. What would you like to have?
Let's go with food this time.
All right, so another fish. You know the other thing that's raising my morale, Pep?
What?
It's not my responsibility anymore. Let's turn this over to the viewers.
That's true. We have some difficult times ahead. We're probably going to die, but it's going to be your fault.
Right.
That's great.
Yes. I mean, we've been rolling really well, all things considered. These events, though, have been a little disastrous to us.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not really going to be your fault. We probably are going to die. Maybe.
We need to get to some wood on the wood pile eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And we have the tools we need for it. We
Yes.
have the oil, so we can get that 2nd level. We can easily build this mast, which means we can get the 3rd level.
Even more wood. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to take our pet goats home with us, but if they need to die, they need to die.
Look, we got food. We're fine for food. The goats can survive. We can't kill them anyway. We don't have enough weapon level.
True. We need their pelts eventually, though.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys. We don't know what to do now. Please.
No, clearly.
Please help us in the comments below. Let us know what you want us to do. And whichever one gets the most votes, that's what we'll come back and do in the next episode. But if you don't like what someone suggests, just propose your own idea, right? Because maybe someone will vote for that. Whichever one gets the most votes, that's what we'll do. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.